discovery of oil in commercial quantities in Guyana in 2015 brought so much excitement to Guyanese for obvious reasons. Feverish preparations were made for oil production. However, debates and consultations on the oil and gas issues are mostly dominated by the older, more mature Guyanese. Recognizing that the youths are the future generation, the government recently organized a conference for youth leaders and activists. On this InfoHub In-Depth, we look at one of these recently concluded conferences. We also examine another movement making waves in the country, one that seeks to improve the STEM capabilities of our future workforce.
Dogs again, and no mailbox.
Don't let this happen to you.
I'm so happy that I get this mailbox. Now I get in all my mails. You know how much times GPL come and disconnect me life because I couldn't get my bill?
I didn't notice. Anyways, girl, the post office encouraging all residents to install a mailbox so they can improve their service to us.
Get your mailbox today and help the Guyana Post Office to serve you better.
The emerging oil and gas sector is set to take Guyana to new heights, and young people are being urged to get in the know. Get involved by becoming aware of what is taking place and capitalize on opportunities that will present themselves. To give youths a head start, the government recently held an interactive session dubbed Youth and the Oil and Gas Sector, hosted at the Yumani Llano. The session attracted hundreds of young people who heard about the opportunities in the sector from various heads of departments. Among them, Director of the Energy Department, Dr. Mark Bino, Director of Youth, Melissa Carmichael Haynes, and a representative from the Department of Environment, Alvin Doris. The Youth Director said one of the aims of the sessions is to empower young people so that they can formulate solutions for the sector. The Youth Director said one of the aims of the sessions is to empower young people so that they can formulate solutions for the sector. The Youth Director highlighted one of the programs under her purview that young people can access to get involved in the emerging sector.
To action our continued commitment to the youth of Guyana, and particularly in the energy sector, the Department of Youth in 2019 will be rolling out our Green Ambassadors and Apprenticeship Program, which will seek to further empower youths in this sector. These young people that are part of this program will gain leadership and workforce skills. We will continue at the Youth Department and at the Ministry of the Presidency, by extension, to support the work of the various ministries, particularly those responsible for youth programs.
Carmichael Haynes said the department recognizes that Guyana is going places and that young people cannot be left behind.
So I urge you young people, do not be afraid or do not be shy. Share your thoughts. Let them know that you too have recommendations. At the Department of Youth, we will continue to advocate for youth involvement and participation in decision-making processes and in every sector of Guyana.
Representative from the Department of Environment, Alvin Doris, encouraged the young people not to see themselves as the future, but rather the present if they want to make an impact.
Any aspiring green state must find the importance of putting at the center of its developmental agenda thrust the youth, because you are in essence what would make this state a green state. And so it makes sense to invest in your development, because the human component of any nation is the most important resource.
The youths were also urged to move away from the narrative of conflict between the oil and gas sector and the Green State agenda. Doris pointed out that many of the thriving nations in the world have benefited tremendously from petroleum production.
Proceeds, I should say, from the petroleum industry can be used to enhance environmental conditions. So the nexus does not have to be one that is negative or undesirable. The fact that there will be petroleum development in our maritime space should set us in motion to develop regulations that will see effective management of our coastal ecosystems. My encouragement to you is to think about how you can equip yourselves now, capitalize on the opportunities that exist now, and be ready to be integrally involved in the governance the resource governance and political governance, every other aspect of governance of your state, because Guyana is yours, more yours than mine. You're going to be here a long time, God willing. And so it is incumbent upon you to prepare yourselves to be the people who will move Guyana from potential to actual.
Director of the Energy Department, Dr. Mark Bino, called upon youths to let their voices be heard when it comes to the petroleum sector.
And I challenge you, do not sit and take what someone says. Young people should be inquisitive. And you should be forcing us to produce more, that ultimately the decisions you make can be informed, can be relevant, and can be appropriate. In that vein, therefore, we also have a duty to be accountable. And as I said before, to pursue whatever we do from an evidence-based standpoint.
According to the Energy Director in the oil and gas sector, there are no alternative facts. Dr. Bino pointed out that the pace of Guyana's oil and gas production is the fastest it has ever been done to date.
There are no alternative facts. There is only the fact and the truth. And what we have seen from the time of exploration to the time of production is the fastest it has ever been in the industry worldwide. So Guyana is taking 5 years from exploration to production, which has never happened before. What does that tell us? We have to be turbocharging. We have to be enhancing our efforts even greater. We do not have the luxury of time on our side.
This was seconded by Oil and Gas Advisor to the Energy Department, Matthew Wilkes.
The pace of development in Guyana is incredibly fast. And I know there's a lot of frustration about opportunities coming forward. But as Mark says, the pace of exploration, discoveries and moving forward into production is unprecedented worldwide. So everyone is in a catch-up mode.
However, Dr. Bino said one of the most important issues for youths is that of local content. That is, ensuring that Guyanese are employed by the various companies looking to capitalize on the emerging sector. He said while the government is doing everything to ensure that Guyanese get their equal share of the pie, Guyanese must position themselves for the indirect benefits.
So we need to be able to ensure that we are positioning ourselves, not for just one element, but they will be midstream, they will be downstream, and there will also be ancillary activities. To date, more than 60% of persons directly employed in the oil and gas sector are Guyanese. Guyana has benefited directly to the tune of over 65 million US from local content in 2018 alone. And Guyanese are in all areas, and they continue to be trained to be directly absorbed within the sector. We also are asking that if you wish to be considered for employment or for services, you first register with the Center for Local Business Development, which is above IPED on South Road. It wouldn't guarantee you anything, but it will help you to position yourself that if anything is coming through, you will be considered.
Dr. Bino encouraged the youths to plan for careers, not only in oil and gas, but rather for the transformation of the economy.
You do not have to change your career path to benefit. What you have to do is whatever you're doing, ensure you're the best at it. You don't have to become a petroleum engineer to benefit from oil and gas. What you have to do is to ensure you're a certifiable Guyanese, that you can be employed.
Oil and Gas Advisor Wilkes told the youths that the indirect benefits from the oil and gas sector is as critical as the direct benefits. He outlined that the real benefit from the sector will derive from how the profits from the sector is spent to develop the country.
And I think there's a risk that you're missing out potentially what's going to be the real gold mine. The oil and gas industry will employ a certain amount of people. In general, around the globe, what you find is it doesn't employ huge amounts. And there's a sort of a peak, and then it tails down to an average level. And I can see a colleague in the front row is nodding. So where's the real employment going to be, and where are the real job opportunities going to be then? It's in how the money is spent. The revenues that are going to start to come in next year from the oil and gas industry are going to climb and get bigger and bigger and bigger. So how is that money going to be spent? That is going to catalyse all the job opportunities for everybody in this room.
Speaking with some of the participants from the forum, similar views were highlighted going forward.
Today we learned about the different policies and programs that the Department of Energy will be putting in place to meet the questions and the concerns of the public. And we had a great turnout today, and the program was actually exhausted by a lot of intense questions, and they were pretty well delivered. There were some persons who were not really satisfied entirely, but I have gained a lot of information that I wanted to hear, and I look forward for another event like this for my edification purposes, so I can also edify my other colleagues and friends in society.
I'm primarily here to see what young people can get benefits when it comes to information based on the upcoming oil and gas industry now. My question here was basically not more of a policy, more of a law base, because we are a porous society, so we need long-term vision, the 50-year plan. But when it comes to the policy-making aspect, now we have the system in Parliament with this dual politics, dual citizenship. So if you make a policy that only guarantees a 5-year term, because as the government change, policy changes, that is a fact. That's politics. So if you put something in place of a law, it therefore means you need 2/3 or referendum to change that, like what's going on with Brexit. As you know, Brexit is over 2 years now and still can't finish because it's not a policy, it's a law. So in that context, I want to put it as we need more of not a policy-driven something, more of a law-based. And at the end of the day, we need more coordination, more cooperation, because we're a diverse society. So we need much more things from the policymakers, and we really need young people to be involved.
The young people of Guyana, we have a lot. We know a lot, but we still need to know more of what's going on. And this session was aimed at doing that. It did that to an extent, but we still need to have more of this forum in place. So my takeaway from this is young people, we are educated, we are well equipped, well not well equipped, we're moderately equipped. We can do more, we are doing more, we're willing to do more. And as of now, sessions like these need to be more in place.
It's great to see the youth being a part of this process, especially when it comes to being exposed to the ideas and the opportunities that are coming with the new industry. And I'm looking forward to the Department of Youth and the GEA and all the other organizations associated with the emerging oil industry, engaging the youth, not only in sessions like this, but in more practical sessions where you could see them actually interacting and exchanging more ideas with the young people of Guyana.
The future will include multiple technology advancements at an increasing rate, sophisticated artificial intelligence and other disruptive technologies, which will ultimately be the responsibility of future generations. In response to this changing nature of work, STEM, science, technology, engineering, and math education initiatives have been introduced across schools in Guyana to develop in Guyanese students skills that are relevant to 2030. Aiding this process has been the STEM Academy under the Volunteer Youth Corps Incorporated.
Launched in 2012, VYC has been hosting its after-school interactive math and science program, now STEM, with a few adjustments. Just recently, the Volunteer Youth Corps Incorporated welcomed 400 students from 14 schools across the country for its 6th annual Science, Technology, Engineering and Mathematics STEM conference. According to Chief Executive Officer Goldie Scott, through support from ExxonMobil and approval from the Ministry of Education, the program is aimed at equipping young people with the necessary skills and knowledge for the modern working environment.
Today's event will be no different in showcasing creativity. We want to challenge your mind to be innovative and be creative and to think, of course, outside the box. And so, using the approach of science, technology, engineering, and mathematics, we believe, in partnership with Exxon, that this is the vehicle to propel you to reach that potential.
ExxonMobil Geoscience Manager Doug McGee expressed that the increased interest in the program is one which not only the agency but the country will appreciate.
It has to do with the oil and gas business is very high-tech. It's a high-tech business, and so there's a couple reasons why. Because it's a high-tech business, when we look at our future, we're going to be here in Guyana for a long, long, long time, and I'll show you why. I've got a couple slides to show you why. So when we look at our own employees for the future and all of our contractors and subcontractors, we have people, we hire people that have technical education, have understanding in science, technology, engineering, math, but more importantly, the way that we work, the way that ExxonMobil works, we work in teams, so teamwork's important. Innovation is really important, and problem solving.
Assistant to the Minister of State, Dr. Arcel Collins, applauded all involved in the initiative, which cultivates an environment which values youths.
That you will lead. You have to be your brother's keepers. No one is Panther. We are a nation, eclectic as we are one people in one nation with a shared destiny.
Dr. Collins told the participants that they are the treasure chest of Guyana, and as such, they need to continue to push themselves to meet their full potentials. Meanwhile, a number of participants spoke about their journey in VYC's STEM program.
I first started the STEM program in third form through the career guidance program that was offered by CUSO and VYC, and that year we went to camp, and that's when I first started the STEM program, where we learned about different, well, the first activity we did was to create, how to build something using STEM. And since then we've been using STEM in various activities, and we've been going to the camp since 2016, every year since 2016. So since then I've built my communicating skills with other students. I've met remarkable people and just extended my knowledge in science, technology, engineering, and maths. It's a very good program, and I think it expands the mind.
Well, my father, we usually read the newspaper, so he saw this STEM program in it, so he decided to put me in it. It's very, very great and very, very exciting because I didn't really know about robots. Nothing about robot, but as soon as I entered the STEM, I learned so many things about how to program a robot, how to make robots. Different types of robots. We learned about engineering.
I was first introduced to the STEM program through my career guidance teacher, Miss Mentor, and my best experience with the VYC program so far was the robotics training. That was very interesting. We learned new things about the robots.
Good morning.
And
I saw most of y'all last year.
the career guidance program was also interesting to us since we are business students. It helped us more to focus on our entrepreneurial skills.
I was previously doing the career guidance course, and then eventually I branched off into the STEM. For me, the most interesting part of the program was the science aspect because I love science. I already started a tertiary institution. I'm at sixth form at the Bishop's High School, and from there I intend to go to UG to study dentistry.
And I first heard about the STEM from my teacher, Sir Shelroy, because I do very well in IT, and so since he saw what I could do in IT, he decided to let me know about this STEM club and if I want to join. And I said yes because I'm very interested in building robots and building a lot of stuff. So actually at home I would like to build boats and cars and so for my little brother. And so far my experience is very well. They taught me a lot of stuff, for example, programming, building.
I hear about this STEM program from my career guidance teacher. Yeah, and I'm here for the first time now seeing. I'm getting to like it. It's fun, you interact with students you don't even know, but you get to know them first time.
I found out about STEM during my lesson period. It's educational in so many different ways, like how to build things out of simple straw last year. And we went on an experience on the camp when we went through the forest, learn about different types of tree and woods. It's a lot of fun during the experience with each other.
Are you a youth or know someone between the ages of 15 to 19 and are desirous of excellent passes in the sciences at CSEC? Would you like to pursue lucrative careers in the engineering and science fields? Then the STEM Academy under the Volunteer Youth Corps Incorporated can help you realize your goals with their 2-year program, which includes 7 core technical and science subjects. This includes exposure to robotics study that can lead to engineering and manufacturing companies. Interested in the VYC STEM program? For more information, contact them on telephone number 227-1011 or 227-1012, or visit Volunteer Youth Corps Incorporated at Lot E. Luku Street, Durban Backlands, Georgetown.
This has been InfoHub In Depth. Thanks for joining us. Goodbye.
Staying on treatment can lead to a normal and healthy life.
You're looking good, my friend.
I don't need this anymore.
You safe, bro. You don't need more pills, boy.
Looking your best or having a low viral load does not mean you no longer have HIV. There is no cure, but treatment helps you to stay healthy and live a long and full life.
It's just a little cough, babes. It's just the exercise, buddy. You good.
Remain on treatment once you've started. Remember, don't share pills or take someone else's pills. Staying on the medication helps in improving quality of life, decreases the risk of HIV transmission, and can lead to suppression of the virus.